If you like walleye fishing, there are few places on earth like Sunset Country in Northwest Ontario.
That is a monstrous fish. Look at the size. I'm serious. We got to get a still camera. That fish is huge.
There are over 70,000 lakes nestled in pristine wilderness that host fantastic fishing opportunities.
Boy, are they cool. They are so fun to fish for, lake trout.
There are also a lot of different angling options based on budgets and needs.
The beauty of the trip here that impressed me the most is the average size fish. And we got 2 more days to go fish.
You have numerous drive-to destinations, fly-in operations, and outpost camps if you really want to get away from it all.
That was awesome, huh?
The good news is, traveling into Canada has changed back to what it was prior to the COVID-19 pandemic. All you need is a valid passport. You don't need a vaccine card or go through the ArriveCan app process. Let's join Al and Troy Lindner on a 3-day walleye mission based on a Campfire Island on beautiful Rainy Lake.
This is why people come up to magnificent Rainy Lake.
Closed captioning is provided by Smooth Moves, adjustable boat seat suspensions for a smoother ride.
Oh, well, that feels good. This is just kind of a dead, that kind of just big weight.
You need a net. Need a net on this or not?
Yeah. Just feels like a big. Yeah, let's net this one.
Some good ones here.
Yeah, if you don't mind. I'm just kind of snapping off the back here. Yeah, we've been marking them.
There's some I marked some pretty good
just
fish
staying down.
Yeah.
Just. All right.
That's better walleye.
Drag isn't too. I don't have the drag like super
it's
tight.
A better walleye. I could tell on the head.
Yeah. It's feeling. Now it's starting to wake up. Before it was just kind of a.
I'm marking them under us here. I'm marking some good ones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not bad.
Nice one.
Oh,
nice
yeah.
fish. Nice fish.
Yeah.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go. Oh,
okay.
there you go.
Perfect. Bait just.
I knew they were there.
Just popped out. That works. There we are. Oops. On a nice sunny day. On a nice sunny day. That is a nice one. No question about that. Look at that one. You can see we got slick conditions. Normally I'd be throwing a topwater for smallmouth, but up here in these conditions you can get nice walleye on flat, calm, sunny, hot days.
Boy, am I on them here. Troy and I are fishing one of my favorite lakes in Canada, and I got a lot of them. We're in Sunset Country on Rainy Lake, and I don't know how many years I've been fishing up here. It's an amazing body of water. Yeah, you know, it's like 240,000 acres of water. Some of it's in the U.S., most of it is on the Canadian side. And it's a phenomenal fishing, trophy fishing for everything. You got big walleyes like we're fishing right now.
And of course the pike get much bigger than this, but when we're talking about walleye, this is a really, really good one. Look at that.
You got pike, you got muskies, you got huge smallmouth bass, you got a growing population of crappie. You know, it's a heck of a lake. And we're gonna be up here for a few days and hunting. We might do a little piking in between walleyeing, but it's the middle of August, and what does that mean up here? It means a lot of these big main lake deep humps like this draw a lot of fish, everything. Pike, walleye.
We purchased Campfire Island in February of 2022. When we bought it, water levels were increasing probably 3 inches a day, 4 inches a day, and at one point it overreached the 1952 record level. So this year was the highest the water's been since 1952. It was roughly 7 feet higher than normal. I'd say 60% of the cabins lost their docks, their decks. Anything that was within 7 feet from the water line at normal, it was pretty well all gone, thousands in damage. We can accommodate up to 16 guests at a time, and we have an 8-bed cabin, a 4-bed cabin, and an additional 4-bed cabin. Yeah, I love to fish, obviously. Born and raised in Fort Francis. My parents had a cabin on Rainy Lake, so grew up in this central zone of the lake, and love meeting new people. So it's kind of an honor to show people the lake that don't get to see it every day. Some of the bonuses is you don't get to see the vehicles and the everyday traffic you would at a drive-to lodge. You still get the fly-in feel here, but you're only 5 minutes from town. So that's kind of the upside to it where we're located. Back when I was a young kid, my dad raised me growing up catching crappie. So the crappie fishery around here, it's sparse, but the ones you do find are nice, and it kind of hits close to home when it comes to crappie fishing. Got into smallmouth fishing and started doing tournaments probably back in 2012. We specialized in pike, smallmouth, and crappie at Campfire Island. So depending on the time of year, we can pretty well target all those. Yeah, Rainy Lake is pretty well, from what I've seen, one of the better walleye fisheries in Northwestern Ontario.
It's another nice one. Yeah.
It's an eater.
Yeah.
From getting fish fry eaters up to 28 to 31-inch trophies.
For social media, I got to take pictures.
Rainy Lake pretty well has it all when it comes to trophy fishing, especially in the walleye.
Right. We are walleye fishing right now, but these structures hold both walleye and pike, and depending on what we're seeing on the screen, I got my pike rod rigged up. As you can see, this has been chewed a little bit. So when we mark some bigger marks on there, I'll throw back, I'll snap jig this, and then if it looks like walleye, I'll throw out the jigging shadow rap. And occasionally, a big walleye will hit a big swim bait like this.
This segment is brought to you by Wavy Label Eyewear. Backed by a lifetime warranty, we see what others don't.
I've been seeing fish all along.
I know, we marked a whole lot. Dad up on the front has Mega Live on, which is great for him up in the front, kind of scanning in front and out away from the boat. And when I'm dragging and snapping off the back, it's great to have on this screen the map. I get to see the structure, the layout, position of the boat. And over here, most of the time I'm snap jigging off the back of the boat, so I want to see what's directly down. So I have the 2D sonar, and then I have the down imaging, which makes an even clearer picture of what I'm seeing there, so I can identify fish and the structure and see the separation even more in the imaging. And also the 2D sonar is really nice for just the overall structure, bottom composition as well.
When you're out on these Canadian lakes, starting around, easily by mid-August, and it'll go all the way till really late in the season, the main lake humps like we're on, you can look all around me. We're not near shore anywhere. We're out in the middle of the lake, and these lakes, you look at your map, you run around, you get these deep, deep humps, and this lake's got smelt. Yeah, so that's a plus in there. But these big walleyes in these lakes love these main lake humps, and they like what we refer to as transition areas. You'll come off the top, it'll go down like this, and pretty soon you'll see the bottom start to lighten up a little bit, and let's say it might be 30 feet, and all of a sudden it gets really soft to 32, 33 feet of water. It might be 20 feet depending on the basin, but the transition area and the base of that transition is the area that those big fish really like to live in.
Yeah, to see those transitions back here, that's where the 2D sonar is nice. The harder bottom, that's going to be your dark red. And then when it goes to orange yellow, that's your softer bottom. And that's sometimes, difficult to see on down imaging, but on 2D sonar, that's where that can really shine, identifying the hard bottom to soft bottom transitions. There, got him.
Got him?
Oh, that was out. As you see, I'm kind of out there, kind of far. It'd take me a second to reel this one in. This was like 2 snaps out there. And then that's when this one hit.
I'm getting to be a good net man. I'm telling you, a good net man.
I don't know if this might be a little bigger than the last one. They kind of wake up when they get near the boat.
Oh yeah, I can see. That's a donk.
Yeah.
That's a donkey.
Yes. They like to sit in that nice shade of the boat when they come in.
Look at that.
Near.
This is bigger than the other ones.
Yeah.
I'm saying this is maybe a 28-incher. How's that, Greg?
That would be my biggest of the season.
Of the season? when you see that head shake like that, that's a big fish, baby.
Yeah. I got the drag actually is moderately tight on this one. So there, I said, I got the drag is not loose on this
As soon as
fish.
we get this in, I'll tell you what these fish are doing and how they position on these humps. Oh,
Oh
big,
yeah,
big
one.
bag. Big,
Look at
big,
that
yeah.
one.
Oh,
That's a big one.
Oh, man. Okay. Oh, man. Look at that.
Oh,
the bait, the
good, the
magic
jig-
bait came off
Jig
again.
popped out.
Oh, my God. Look at the size of these fish.
This is a.
It's all yours. It's all
Yeah,
yours.
right.
Man, oh, man, another monster. Holy smokes. He's been cleaning my clock on these big ones, man.
And that's what we came up here for. This is the next size up from the other one that I caught. Boy, and they when they hit, they can get so aggressive. Even like I said, this nice, calm, sunny weather. They put on the feed bags. They really strike the bait hard. That's a lot of fun. This is a beautiful fish. Oh, it's a nice fish. Well, what I'm throwing here, this is the Rapala Jigging Shadow Rap. And this style of bait from Rapala, like the regular jigging rap and the flat jig, this differentiates a little bit from those and can apply to different situations and catch big fish just like I caught here. And this has different characteristics that separate it from the other baits in the Rapala family.
The Rapala Jigging Shadow Rap is truly unique compared to its brothers, the Jigging Rap, Snap Rap, or Jigging Shad Rap. First off, it has a durable plastic construction with a broad silhouette. It's a lead-free, zinc-weighted lure. This 3.5-inch bait weighs 5/8 of an ounce, so basically, it has the length and profile of a number 9 jigging rap, but the weight of a number 7. The fall rate between the Jigging Shadow Rap and a jigging rap is dramatically different. The jigging rap drops like a rock after it's snapped. The Jigging Shadow Rap launches up and forward aggressively. Then it has a slight hang time before diving down and away. The larger profile, modern finishes, and belly flash action are ideal for targeting big eyes. It's opened many anglers' eyes to fishing this style of lure in colder, shallower water where a traditional jig and minnow is often used. This one-of-a-kind bait takes a different twist on the idea of pop jigging.
You know, when we're fishing reaction baits like this, I personally I'm casting it probably 50% of the time. Yeah, you know, working toward fish, I'm seeing them on mega, there's a big fish under me here. And the other method that we use another 40% of the time about is pulling. You know, like you'd be pulling a spinner or a Lindy rig, say. And that's what Troy's doing. So I'm casting specifically to a couple areas that he got. You got him?
Yep.
Yeah, he's got another one.
This was dragging way out back.
We are loaded for bear. We got
You know,
pikes.
there's so many different ways to fish for walleye. Dependability and efficiency.
Simple, fast, and easy.
The best rods on the planet. They like to eat when you're throwing the right thing.
You don't have all bluebird flat calm days.
Just a perfect eating size fish. See, that's what I'm talking about, these Daiwa drag. We got walleye stuff, we got crappie stuff, we got pike stuff.
Dragging way out back. Yeah.
That don't look big.
Wow, this is when they wake up when they get near the boat. So this is, and we're, got a little bit of weight to it.
Did it wake up?
I don't know.
Enough is enough. I got to change colors. He's got something really snapping. I got to get something that's got a little smack to it here to get their attention. You know, it's amazing. Even on a reaction bait like this, every once in a while, you'll see that color is the whole enchilada. And I mean, he's just been smoking me back there with him. Kind of a real hot color, but I'm gonna play catch up with this baby.
Yeah, you never know what you're gonna catch up here. Well, we know it's gonna be walleye, but they could be smaller walleye. They can also be gigantic walleye. And right now I wanna show you a rod setup that is perfect for this style of fishing. This is a St. Croix Legend Tournament walleye jig and wrap model. Now this is a 7-foot 1-inch medium power, moderate fast action. So it does have the backbone, has a nice comfortable cork handle. but that moderate fast action is really great to allow the bait like this to be able to fall. So you want it to snap up and you want it to fall. So you don't want the rod tip to be too fast. So you want that moderate fast action that really balances well. For the reel, this is the Daiwa Procyon LT3000 CXH, and this is a size 3000, which is great. You can use a size 2500 or size 3000, spool it up with braid. Size 3000 is going to hold a little bit more line. And this series from Daiwa is a really nice kind of in-between. This is in between their value reel and also their high-end stuff. So it's a nice kind of medium-priced reel that pairs really well with the St. Croix Jigging Rap rod. Oh, this was actually, I just landed, that one came off next to the boat, and my next cast out is this one. So, yeah, I get a net on this one.
Okay. I'm messing with the Mega Live to look at it here, and he's sitting in the back, you're just setting the hook.
All right.
This boat is rigged up about as nice,
Easy to use, and it flat out works.
It's a must-have when you're talking about big waves. Well, these trout are so darn tough.
This bait is legendary.
So that was on a number 8 Shad Rap.
Your style of boat control is really key.
One that was there from the very beginning.
you want to be able to see in the water. The adventure begins.
All right, time to let this one go back, try to get a bigger one.
I've just spot locked here once. I want to work it over. You know, each one of the different styles of this type of bait is unique in itself. The action is different, and you fish them slightly different. In this case, I started off with monofilament, and I wasn't moving the bait right. And Troy was catching fish after fish after fish behind me with braid. He got Suffix braid with a Suffix 10-pound test fluorocarbon leader. And you're able to fish the bait so much different. Remember, this bait's got a lot of hang time. It's not as fast as any of the other baits. That's a good one there. It's not as fast as a lot of the other baits, so performs way, way better with braid than mono.
Oh, that was right underneath the boat.
Really fishing a little different than we did yesterday. I'm kind of spotting. You had that school of fish or the pot of fish, so I just spot like the wind is laying right where it can fan cast that area. I don't know how many fish are in there.
It's another one casting out. Kind of we're marking the fish underneath the boat, and occasionally this is the second fish here I've been throwing out away from the boat.
I'll take her. There was a whole pot of these. I missed one. It was boom, boom, boom. Yeah, you know. All
right, I'm gonna put on a new leader. Spooled up here, I have 10-pound Suffix 131 braid, and then I'm using Suffix Advanced fluorocarbon for the leader. This is 8-pound, you can use 10-pound as well. And I use a barrel swivel, and this is very important because this bait, it spins around, it darts to the side, and this helps prevent line twists. And this barrel swivel, this is absolutely key, and then you'll get more bites when you're fishing this on a nice fluorocarbon like Suffix Advanced. This is abrasion resistant, and also with the 8-pound, you know, or 10-pound, you know, that clarity in the water when it's down there, the fish don't see it as easily as they would see braid. You're going to get a lot more bites.
It was just giving you a little chit chat there, and
okay.
I'm just trying to get positioned here, like about like this. Feels like a pretty good one.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, good fish. Okay. You know, these humps that we got in here, we found this is one area humps, and when you get in a part of the lake where you get on one basin, you know, all of them humps can have a pot of fish in them like this. Should be a good one. Oh man, yeah. It is.
Oh, that's a doozy.
That's the biggest one of the day.
Got it.
Oh boy, biggest fish of the day, I think, Troy. I know for me. What a walleye. This is why people come up to magnificent Rainy Lake. I mean, you talk about King Kong. These are fish, baby. These are walleyes these are Great Lake size walleyes. Oh man, what a beauty. Oh, I haven't had a walleye like that in a long time. You know what, Troy? I'm not even gonna make a second cast. I'm so hungry, I'm gonna release this baby, and we're gonna go in and come back out tomorrow and maybe change some northern pike. Oh! That's a wrap. Hey, Dan and I just came back from a successful shoot in Ontario Sunset Country. We had a great time up there filming. And on our way back and our time up there in the evening in the lodge, we talk about a lot of things. And he brought up something that I said, hey, you gotta share this with our viewers on One of the Close. So go for it.
Well, about around 10 years ago, I recently got married and we wanted to start a family. So Alyssa and I were trying naturally and it just was not happening. So during that time, I had spoke with my dad and we were doing some research into IVF, which is where you take the egg and the semen out and you mix that outside of the body until it starts multiplying, and then you take that and you put that back into the body. And when we were discussing this, I ran this by my dad, and my dad was naturally suspect about it. You know, he said, "You're playing God." And I thought about it for a while, and it does sound kind of different, I guess, you know. And I got back to him and I said, well, Dad, I said, if your heart valve was failing, I said, would you just say, well, that's it, I guess I'm checking out, Lord, that's it. Or if you broke your leg, would you just say that that's what it is? And my dad sat and he thought about that, and he did a 180. And when my dad does a 180, he does a 180, and he was so committed to IVF after that, and not only financially but spiritually behind us, you know, praying and all of that stuff. And I never had an issue with it because I believe that my faith and science works together in concert. And I know you've seen that in your life dealing with Aunt Mary and the issues that you've dealt with. So to me, I had no problem with it. I thank the Lord for doctors.
Amen.
You know.
Amen.
So, and luckily, and thank the Lord, we have 2 beautiful, healthy kids now, you know, and that was thanks to my father and his 180 on science and faith, so.
Great words, great words. Hey, from all of us here at The Edge, you have a great fishing season. We'll see you on the water.